Yeah, here we can elaborate upon the chapter 6 audit documentation, uh, which is necessitated more upon the documentation and the process of documenting the evidences and the conclusions reached by the auditor, and those significant matters arised during the course of the audit, all those things. And basically the main objective is to obtain those sufficient appropriate audit evidences to have a basis for the auditor's report. Evidence that the audit was performed in accordance with planned and with those applicable legal and regulatory requirements. This is the main objective of this standard SE 230 audit documentation. And we can see the test your understandings. uh, First, test your understanding one. Here, during the course of audit of a company, an issue arose relating to treatment of interest cost of company on its restructured loan taken from a bank. This important matter was discussed with the CFO of the company and was properly resolved. It is necessary for the auditor to include in its working paper, whether it is necessary or not to include in the working paper. Yes, it is an important factor which was discussed with the CFO. Uh, the auditor, should, as it was a significant matter, they themselves issued that this was a significant matter. Hmm. uh, Important matter, and also discussed with the CFO. Though the issue was solved after the discussion of CFO, as it was a significant and important matter, it should be documented in the audit documentation and include in the working papers and include in the working papers of the auditor. So it is necessary to be documented. This was the conclusion. And while can shall we take a look on the answer of the ICA material. The auditor shall document discussions of significant matters with management, those charged with governance, and others, including the nature of the significant matters discussed and when and with whom the discussions took place, the time and date, and the person with whom we were discussed must also should also to be documented by us. In the instant case, an important matter regarding treatment of interest cost of company on its restructured loan taken from bank directly impacting profits of the company was discussed. Although issue was resolved, it is necessary to document the same by including details of the person with whom the discussions took place along with the date. This is the ICA material suggested answer, guys. So here also the thing is same. Although the issue was resolved, it is an important case, no, as it useful in future, and the legal authorities may ask how you resolved these queries, how you resolved these problems. And for those sake of that matter, we can document the same by including the details of the person with whom the uh, explanations and discussions took place. Okay, secondly, CA Sonali Morarka has completed audit of a listed company. She was completed the audit. The audit report dated 15th July 2022 has been issued. Okay, right. However, audit working papers including record of discussions with management, details of audit procedures performed to obtain audit evidence, and conclusions reached by her have not been properly assembled. More than 6 months have elapsed after issue of audit report. Subsequently, she has received a letter from regulator to in connection with the audit of the company requesting her to share copy of audit file. Right. Then the letter has woken up her from deep slumber. Hurriedly assembled audit file and inserted some more papers which were necessary. However, she put current date on these inserted papers and the copy of audit file was sent to regulators. discuss the issue involved in context of audit documentation. Okay. While considering the issue in context of audit documentation, uh, the question clearly said that she have not properly assembled conclusions reached by her have not been properly assembled, but the the letter from such a regulator has woken up her to do the audit documentation, and the letter has woken up and assembled the audit file and inserted some more papers which are current date. This is the main problem. She put the current date on this inserted paper, and the copy of the audit file was sent to the regulator, right? Here we should consider that the audit file, that is the audit documentation as per SA 230, should be completed within such appropriate time after the completion of the uh, after the completion of the audit. After the completion of the audit, I think it should be completed 60 within 60 days of the auditor's report. Okay, after completing the audit, after drafting the audit report, we should consider all those matters which was useful for us to deriving the conclusions, and those important matters should be documented in the audit documentation, and it should be filed it should be filed in a good manner, right? The date should be we should put those dates when we acquired those important matters, and whether some significant matters was discussed with the management. All those matters uh, should be should be documented in the audit file, and within 60 days of the audit report. Okay, this discuss the issue involved in context of audit documentation. Okay, right? Here in this question, she didn't make the audit documentation after 60 days, and next year only she prepared after she received a letter from the regulatory authority. Here, even though she made lately, the issue is she put the current date. This is the main important. She put the current date on the inserted papers. If the regulatory authorities see, means they will think that the quality of the audit is so reduced, as she has prepared the audit documentation and next year after the audit. So there is a question upon the here quality of the audit, and in the here it should be filed within 60 days after the audit. Okay, an appropriate time limit within. Okay, now we can see the audit book back question answer. An appropriate time limit within which to complete the assembly of final audit file is not more than 60 days after the date of the audit report. This is the statement which we are aware of. Further, preparing sufficient appropriate audit documentation on timely basis helps to. Okay, they have given the advantages of timely preparation of audit file. By preparing the audit documentation timely, we can uh, we can we can prepare we can enhance the quality of the audit, and facilitate the effective review and evaluation of the audit evidence obtained, and conclusions reached before the audit report is finalized. Documentation prepared after the audit work has been performed is likely to be less accurate. Documentation prepared after the audit work has been performed is likely to be less accurate than documentation prepared at the time of such work is performed. Okay, this line is very much important, because there is an inherent limitation in the audit which states the timeliness of financial reporting. They are saying The relevance of audit evidence obtained for the preparation of the financial reporting has been will be reduced over time, because if you are only if you are availed the audit evidence after a year of the original incident happened, the reliability is a question mark, right? How we can rely upon those things, because it will be reduced as soon as the as soon as the issue as soon as the period is completed. Then if we audit as soon as the completion of the financial year, it will be much more reliable. No, that's why in many companies and many partnership firms, the concurrent audit is conducted, because the audit should be conducted as soon as they are performed, as soon as the incidents or the operational events are conducted. So the documentation after the SP is likely to be lessly accurate. The work is performed. Okay, then in the given case, even after passage of more than 6 months, she has not assembled the audit bill. Besides, she has put some papers with current date, which is not permissible at all. It shows that part of audit documentation has been prepared afterwards, putting a question on quality of the audit. Quality of the audit. Okay. Yeah. Preparation of audit documentation is necessary. By preparing audit documentation, it helps in future whether if any regularities asked in the auditor means the auditor can issue. Yeah, this will question upon the quality of the audit, right? This was the issue, guys, and I hope you get some more clarity upon this. Test your understandings of audit documentation, which is chapter 6 of module 2. And I will be sharing tomorrow the case based scenario, that is the book back case based scenario also. The main thing behind all behind the effect behind the efforts that I were putting upon posting the taste your understanding video is to cope you all the necessary matters, and to encourage you all to study those test your understanding, because I know many of my friends and even me, without even reading those test your understandings, appeared in the exams, right? So test your understandings are those important points, important scenarios by which we can uh, evaluate ourselves regarding the conceptuality in which we understood the subject. So here the main thing is to concentrate on all those things, and I will update all those case studies of which was at the end of each chapter in the upcoming videos. Yeah, thanks for watching. Thank you, guys.